Hello, and welcome to today's episode of Rawkode Live. This is the 5th episode of Klustered, a show in which we have two Kubernetes clusters broken by members of the community, and we will try to fix them live. Now, before we get started and I introduce my guest for today, I'm going to remember to do my housekeeping. So, please remember we have a Discord channel. Come and join us in the chat. Right now, we are giving away a Klustered t-shirt. All you have to do is join a Klustered channel and thumbs up on the contest and you'll have a chance to win. The prize should be drawn in roughly 1 hour. Also remember to subscribe to us on YouTube and tick that bell. That helps other people find the content. And I want to thank Equinix Metal, my employer. They donate bare metal, the resources and the time for me to do this. As much as I hate it and enjoy it at the same time, I've got to thank them. It's a pleasure. All right, let's crack on. Today, I am joined by a friend and colleague, Jason DeTiberus. Hey, Jason, how are you?
Hey, thanks for having me. I'm doing well. So for those who don't know me, my name is Jason DeTiberus. I've been involved with Kubernetes now for, about 6 years now. Been doing mostly cluster lifecycle management and trying to help people get Kubernetes clusters. So it should be fun to help try to rescue some broken ones. It's been a while since I've had to troubleshoot and fix live clusters.
Yes, definitely. I think your experience is going to be fantastic today with all the things that you've done in the Kubernetes community and the projects that you've worked on. It's like I'm hoping we're going to sail through this in the record time. That's what I'm hoping for today. Okay, let's see. We have two great clusters today. Our first cluster was broken by Thomas Stromberg, a name that people from the Kubernetes community may be familiar with. He is responsible for the Minikube project and has set a little bit of fear into my life today. I'm going to pull up a tweet. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, scroll. There we go. Thomas was concerned that the break was too breaky, if that's the thing, and isn't actually sure if we'll be able to fix it, but I'm hoping we can surprise him a little bit here. So let's crack on with it, and Thomas has joined the chat. There we go. Thomas is a horrible goose. Yes, thank you. We're excited to tackle this one. All right, let's see. Let's pull up my screen share. We should have a shared teleport instance. We use teleport to commoditize access to the server, and hopefully it means that Jason and I can share a terminal. Let me remove the Discord chat for now. All right, Jason, you should be able to join this session by going to active sessions and clicking join. We hope. And feel free just to type a echo hello if you can.
Yep. Let's see.
That's me.
There we go. There we go.
Hey, nice. Okay. So we both have a shared terminal. Our cluster is a single control plane. I have learned that now after 3 episodes, that I don't want to replicate my fixes to 3 different nodes. Although we do still have 3. Oh, there's only 2 worker nodes here. I wonder if one of them is dead. We're going to find out. So what would you like to do first, Jason? What do you want to check?
Well, I think the first thing we should probably do is try to see if we can reach the API server and go from there. So. And it looks like we do not have access. So
go figure.
That's at least telling us something. We're already on the control plane machine, so we don't have to move to a different host. So we're using containerd here, so I can do a CTR namespaces because I can't remember exactly what the namespace is for Kubernetes, and it's kates.io. And I don't have tab completion, but
I'm just going to reload that. That's that weird thing. We're good.
And
so I've never used the CTR command before.
I think I can do CLS to look at all the containers in there. Now, alternatively, I could probably use I don't even know how you would pronounce it, the CRI-CTL tool, which would let us see pods.
Okay, so we have an API server that's not responding. Would you not just use PS? Is there an added value to maybe going through the CTR command?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably not. I mean, either way would work. Normally, if it was a Docker-based host, I'd just do a Docker PS and go from there, and then Docker logs to get the logs for the host.
Okay. All right.
But
so
you can do a PS. That'll work. It helps if I grep, right? No API server. Do we have an etcd? It looks like we at least have etcd.
Oh, I see something very suspicious already with a whale, a whale true there.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm now that we've seen that, I'm assuming we can just go ahead and kill that. We probably don't want that to be running, right?
Yeah, probably not. So let's go ahead and.
Thomas has commented and says that cry control is cry and cuddle, which is, I think, is our advice for today.
All right, that at least got rid of that. We'll see if it respawns again at least.
Yeah, so I think that was just killing etcd anyway. I don't think it was. Yeah, we can see etcd there, so that's good.
The other thing we can do is we can also look at the kubelet logs as well.
And that's because the kubelet is responsible for spinning up through static manifests all of the control plane controllers, right?
Exactly. So in this case, we can see that there's a crash backoff loop. Failed to get status for Cube API server, TLS handshake timeout. That's not too surprising there.
Yeah, we've got quite a lot going on here.
So I think.
So should we take a look
at
the
logs?
The API server logs, right?
Yeah, let's go there.
Okay.
I think they get output to var logs somewhere.
Duffy is suggesting we restart the kubelet, and I'm not falling for that one again. So. It caused me more problems than it fixed last time.
Where do we have here? We got Cube API server.
Oh, I think I need to reload again. Oh no, you were just looking at tab completion. Okay, that's not shared.
Ah. All right.
Hey. So does that mean it's unable to speak to etcd? I see a context outline exceeded speaking to localhost 2379. If I remember right, that is the etcd port. So.
It is. So we can probably go there to etcd. All right.
We have fixed etcd, so I guess we just need to either wait or hurry it up a little bit.
So looks like we have 2 logs here. I'm guessing at one point we had multiple containers.
That looks good.
Yeah, that one looked good. At least no obvious failures.
So the only error we've seen in API server logs was the context deadline for etcd. Etcd was broken by, we think, the infinite sleep or while true sleep kill, which we've stopped. Should we just check the API servers running again?
We can. One of the other things, because we saw that not being able to connect to 2379, we can just do a netstat and see if we're actually listening there. And it looks like we are.
I don't see a 2379, do you?
I guess I scrolled up, but I guess we don't share the same scroll buffer.
No, we don't share the...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, it is there. Cool. Looks good.
So we at least have an etcd port. We can go ahead and take a look at the API server logs again, or we can see if there was a second container there too.
All right, whatever you think is best.
All right. It looks like there's only the one there.
So if that was in a crash loop back off rather than like a...
It probably just hasn't restarted yet.
Yeah, there'll be some sort of exponential back off on that one there. So can we encourage it?
Yeah, I should be able to just touch the file in here, but since I have watched an episode or two before I touch it, it doesn't hurt to take a look at the timestamps here. And it looks like the timestamps are relatively normal, so it's not going to hurt to touch it. Now,
Thomas is dropping us a small hint. He says it's listening, but does it answer? We may have to dust off our telnet command or something, or etcd commands. I need to pull up my famous cheat sheet that I keep borrowing.
So
I should just learn those commands.
We don't have etcd cuddle installed. We should be on an Ubuntu host here. I don't know if it's prepackaged for Ubuntu or not.
etcd-client.
That'll work.
Yeah, I've done that a few times now.
If I can.
Uh-oh. Something a little bit iffy with the networking here. And the plot thickens.
So we have connectivity, but we don't have DNS, it appears.
Hold on. Someone said it's always DNS. I need to pop that up now. Well, he was in early with that. There we go.
Well, that's an interesting name server that we have there.
Yeah, I think we could probably just drop that out for 8.8.8.8.
And I know some people are probably screaming at the screen because I don't remember my VI shortcodes to do things like delete stuff.
Do you want to try curling Google or pen Google? There we go.
All right. So we have that.
Okay, so that wouldn't have... I think that was just, luck that we found out trying to do an update. That won't be our etcd problem, so we still need etcd control. So. Do you want me to grab the cheat sheet, or have you got this?
If you have the cheat sheet handy, let's go ahead and use that. Otherwise, I'm going to be fighting with the...
I really need to bookmark it at this point, I feel, just because I use it so much. But these are my favorite. I'm going to put this in the show notes, actually. I keep forgetting to do that. So if I just paste this... So that last command was the etcd get Kubernetes. So we can speak to etcd. I'm not sure if that mumbo jumbo is what we want to see, though. I don't remember there being UTF or binary values there.
Well, so a little while back, native Kubernetes resources were switched to a more binary protocol. So the native Kubernetes resources aren't stored in JSON. The only CRD resources should be stored in JSON and etcd. So it doesn't surprise me to see kind of funkiness from the result.
Okay. And we got a comment from Duffy, suggests that the running containers will probably still have an old copy of that DNS as well. Something for us to keep in mind if we get further along.
So it probably wouldn't hurt to go ahead and touch all of these, and that should trigger the kubelet to pick those up.
Okay, so we got etcd configured with the cheat sheet. We confirmed that we can query etcd, so I'm not sure of that comment from Thomas about it's listening but not answering it. It looked to me like it did answer. I wonder if we have an API server running. Like, should we check? Ta-da!
And yeah, so that's progress.
So shall we try running get nodes?
Let's go ahead. Why not? Hey. So there we go. We only had the 2 worker nodes in teleport, but we have 3 here. So it looks like one of those isn't accessible to teleport for some reason, but it does appear at least superficially healthy here.
All right, let's see if we can find any other symptoms. You want to run a get pods on the kube system namespace, see if things are happy, then we'll try and schedule a workload, and then maybe we're fixed. Oh no, we got our CCM off. Although that's happened a few times now. I don't know if that, Thomas, let us know if that's intentional or something else.
So this could be related to the DNS configuration. So I wouldn't get too worried about that yet, but we can just look at the logs and see what we get there. Not logs.
So we got a question from William in the chat. What did the touch star command cause? So apparently, if we touch the files in the static manifest directory, the kubelet will notice the change and then restart those pods for us. Is that correct?
Yes, exactly. So what it does is basically the kubelet looks in the static pod directory, and whenever it notices any change, it tries to reload it. And if things are running healthy, after it reconciles, you should see a mirror pod for it, which are the pod resources that we see here. But it's the kubelet that actually controls anything defined in the static manifests.
Cool. Perfect. So our DNS is still broken in a CCM. Should we just start restarting stuff now that we fixed the DNS configuration on the host?
I think so. So the Cloud Controller Manager is a deployment. So what we can do is basically do a rollout of the deployment to kind of restart things.
Yes, that's such a nice way of doing it. I tend to just kill all the pods. Kube control, delete, -L, label selector, off you go.
Yeah. Normally I have tab completion, and because I don't set it up very much, I'm going to look at how to re-enable it here.
We could set up that. I think you can do kube control complete, yeah, and then source it into the completion and then bash. And then you can source that, so like subshell it. Yeah, cool. Oh, yeah, the subshell will be the source. Yeah, we should be okay with just the subshell, I think. Will that work? Yeah. No. Or do we have to do a source and then a dash for standard in? Or redirect it in? Oh, I feel like I'm failing basic Linux knowledge test here.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, try that. Okay, I've got the docs. Kubernetes completion source bash. Yeah, there's the docs. Oh, you have to do echo source.
Yeah.
You want me just to copy this? Oh, sorry.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, there we go.
Got it twice in there, huh? All right. Oh. Thank you. I see Duffy in the chat with the help.
Yeah, there's Walid saying no subshell, and then Duffy got the command as well. Cool.
All right.
Is it working now? Yeah.
I gotta remember cube system.
Something weird with the control codes that the autocomplete only goes to you, I think.
Yeah.
You need to send that to the teleport team. We want that fixed. Well, core DNS isn't very happy either.
Ah. So before we continue with the controller manager, or the cloud controller manager, we probably want to take a look at DNS. Cube system.
Okay.
That wasn't very helpful, was it?
No, it was not. Is it running? Can you see it on PS? Like, I don't know if it's just not ready. Is it, and it's running but failing? Like, I'm not really sure what position it's in at the moment.
Let's do a rollout of core DNS because it might actually be affected by the DNS issue.
Okay.
And it's been a while since I got to give it the restart. That's why. And I got to give it.
Oh, it'll be
And I forgot the namespace.
Huh.
And we still don't have anything there.
So it is running, it's just not passing its probe, which means the service won't be adding the endpoints. So we want to check the probes.
Let's take a look at those logs one more time.
I don't think we have enough time to go through all those logs.
Yeah, it might take a while. One of the things that I didn't think about is we fixed the local DNS issue, but you can also set DNS policy on the deployments as well.
So should we take a look at the manifest for core DNS here? See what we're dealing with?
I think so. So here we have this.
Well, I need to scroll up because we're...
Yeah.
I was just sitting back letting you do all the work, but that's not going to work now. Okay, let's see. I'm always really bad for going through this too quickly and not actually paying attention, so I'm going to focus this time. So the liveness probe is set for /health on port 8080. I don't know if that's correct. We might need to check that. And there's a dash red. Oh, the readiness probe is 8181. I don't think those will be on different port numbers. So should we should maybe try and check that, and I'm just going to scan for anything else. I think everything else okay. So I'm going to assume that one of those probes is on the wrong port, which is causing it not to add the endpoints to the service.
That is definitely a possibility. And my default here is basically to look at the code, because that's how I've learned quite a bit about troubleshooting clusters, especially in the case of lack of documentation in the early days. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look into the manifest code that we actually deploy from kubeadm.
Well, I've pulled up a random manifest from the internet, or from the core DNS organization, though, and those two ports are correct. They do run health and readiness on different ports. Interesting.
That is true. Code never lies. You just got to make sure that you're looking at the right code sometimes. The other thing that we have too is we have the DNS policy default, which default is not actually the default DNS policy, if I remember correctly.
Where did you see that? Sorry.
In the
here, yeah.
Deployment config. Yep.
So what does the default DNS policy mean here?
I have to look. It's been a while, and I remember it being confusing. So what I'm doing is I basically just Googled for documentation around it. All right, so default is not the default DNS policy. If DNS policy is not explicitly configured, then it's usually uses cluster first. And you also have cluster first with hostnet when you need something with host network set to true. We don't actually, core DNS doesn't use host network, so that's not an issue.
Okay, so the default policy uses a node DNS configuration, which makes sense for core DNS, right? That probably is correct, since core DNS is providing the end cluster DNS.
Quite possibly, and I'm going into the kubeadm code just to verify at this point, because that's just what I do.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the deployment on the core DNS organization, and they do have a DNS policy of default. So I'm inclined to think that's maybe all right. I'm gonna type stuff just because I'm not sure what else to do. So if we run get services, we got kubedns. I'm assuming if I describe that, we're just going to see no endpoints. So yeah, okay. So we need to work out why. Oh, I'm going to alias that in a second. Alias k equals. Oh, okay. Weird stuff going on with our CCM as well, but we'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
One is evicted and one is pending. But yeah, core DNS. Where can we get more logs from core DNS?
I don't think there's another source of logs for core DNS outside of the pod logs. Outside of checking the manifest, we can also check the config map as well, because it gets its configuration from the config map. Nice.
Had we not run get pods yet?
We did not.
All right, so what I wanted
at least not in the default namespace.
Yeah, what I wanted to do was jump inside one of these and actually try and use the dig command against core DNS to see if we're getting any responses, but we can't do that from anything here. Okay, do we have anything running? Yeah, we must have some stuff running. All right. I'm pretty sure core DNS is distro list or scratch, so I can't actually get inside of that. Are any of these other ones going to be able? Can I exec into any of these? Do you know off the top of your head?
Not off the top of my head. I don't think etcd is, but I could be wrong there as well. And I finally got to the manifest for core DNS.
Well, I got in one of the kube proxies, but we've got the same DNS problem that we had there. And I'm kind of worried right now if we try restarting any of these ones that are running, they're probably not coming back based on what I see in the default namespace in our CCM. So what are you thinking just now?
So I'm still looking and just comparing against the manifest for that's laid down by kubeadm. And so far, it looks like everything lines up pretty well.
I guess, could we port forward to core DNS and use dig locally to see if we're getting a response? Is that worth doing just now, or is there something else you want to chase down?
Let's go ahead and do that outside of, well, actually, I want to double check the core file real quick, just because.
So, is that mounted in as a config map?
Yep, it is. It doesn't look like that's been modified, though, because the age is...
Yeah, but I don't think the age shows you updates to it. I think we ran into that before. And I'm looking forward to all these clusters being 121 and never seeing managed fields again.
Right. So we got the core file, port 53, errors, health.
But
it looks like that health has been modified.
Oh, did you lose your session?
I did not.
I'm not sure if something destructive has just happened, but there's no active sessions. And I cannot start a shell. Is your session still good?
Yeah, I'm still connected here.
And
Let
you
me
can
just double check.
Run a command?
That's funny. It's also still showing no active sessions. Yeah, no, I can still run a command and everything. So this is... But we can go ahead and rejoin. Well, I guess we can't because...
No, I can't. Do you want to try starting a new one and I can maybe join that? Oh, I don't know.
Oh, all right. I'm seeing an active session now, it seems. But that says it's only a few seconds ago.
Oh. So Thomas is going to fix that. Apparently, the resource exhaustion went too far. So something they've configured in our cluster.
And yep, there I've been disconnected as well. So yeah.
I guess we'll wait a moment. I think there's been a proper breakage happened on this machine. I didn't even think to check what was going on. Although I wonder if that recursive honk pod we've seen, I wonder if there was something maybe going on there. Maybe I should have checked the CPU utilization or anything. So I'll cover some of the rules. Carlos has asked.
Seem to be able to connect to teleport at all now.
Yeah, Carlos has asked if there's cron eating resources. Yeah, one of the things I said I won't do on this show is look at the cron so people could use it in creative ways. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But maybe Thomas will maybe get us back in. Oh, it's gone.
Yeah.
All right. So Thomas said,
SSH works.
yeah. The problem with SSH is not being able to share the session.
Yeah.
All right, let me pop open a terminal. IP address. No, right. So I'm going to just quickly debug what's going on from a normal terminal and see if I can get teleport working again. Let's see if we can deal with that. Oh, SSH is not working. Thomas is just laughing now. All right. Let's move on to the second cluster just now, and then we'll try and come back to this one. If I can't SSH in for the terminal, I don't think there's much we can do right now. So will we jump over to cluster 10?
Yes, I'm working on trying to relog into the teleport session there right now, though.
Okay.
This is...
Yeah, this one looks okay. Well, I've got a terminal open. I'll cover the basics just now if you want to just take a minute to get in. I'm pretty sure I'm not getting my victory beer today. I have a nice rhubarb custard sour. There we go. Show people. Yeah, Thomas, if you can SSH in, try and get us back in the game, please. Otherwise, you've destroyed it. Which is very funny. I guess we took too long to fix it. Oh, that's funny. Thomas now said, I guess it's my turn to debug what the hell is going on. All right, good luck. So alias k equals kube control, export kube config equals our control plane. Get nodes. Okay, we have no API server. Go figure. Standard practice now. Did you manage to join the session at all, or are you still having a little bit of trouble there?
I am joining it at this moment.
All right, cool. So I'm going to do some basic checks. I'm going to look for the API server.
No API server.
No, but I do love the watch cat command, so I'm going to stick a WW on this so we can see the full. Oh, why did that not show me the full thing? Oh, this must be a teleport bug. Oh, and the watch has disappeared now. Oh, I saw it though. It's coming back. Oh, right. Okay. I missed my opportunity to see what that command was. Okay, we have no API server. What else do we need to check for? Kubelet. Okay, so we do have a running kubelet. Let's do the same things. Kubernetes manifest. We have files that have been modified, and we have what looks like a... I can't even remember what uses tilde backup files. Nano, maybe? So now we know this cluster is broken by Lewis Denham-Paddy, organizer of Cloud Native Wales, and a little of assist from the control plane team. So I'm looking forward to fixing this one. Thomas, we will come back to your cluster in a minute. Thomas has said that teleport is back online. So.
I'm actually wondering if they made this one a little easy for us by those tilde files actually being the originals, looking at the timestamps and the size differences.
All right. Will we try and fix this one in quickly, or do you want to go back to 9 while it's still fresh in your head? I'll let you decide.
We can go ahead and jump back to 9 and then
come
back to this one. We haven't gotten too far in, but it looks like I'm going to have to try to log back into the teleport session there too.
And do I have a session? I do have a session. Thank you, Thomas. So kindly shared the error with us as well. Runtime error, invalid memory address, or null pointer. Yeah, you definitely broke it. So. Okay, so it's only been like 2 minutes and already I have no idea what I was doing with this cluster. So we got the API server back online. Core DNS wasn't running. There was all sorts of crazy nonsense going on. And I've lost my alias. On the default namespace. The API server is down again. Or no, I've not got the export. Okay. You've joined, which means we have that weird reload bug. Okay, so should we just start? Like, all these things evicted. That should have been indicative of resource exhaustion. Things are being moved off of this thing. Does that make sense? So like, do we have top? The load average isn't exactly revealing too much there. Let's check the memory. Oh, the memory is there too.
So we don't have a lot used now, but
yeah, we don't know what was happening 10 minutes ago, do we?
Exactly. The other thing we can do is we can look at, so far I think we've only looked at the default namespace and we've only looked at the kube system namespace. So we can also look to see if we have pods in other namespaces that may be taking up resources.
Okay, so we want to do an all namespaces. That's a bit funny. Let's see if I can maybe just make that a bit smaller. Yeah, that helps. Okay, so Cilium is running, which I like. Hubble's not. I don't know what's going on with the honks. But they're all evicted anyway, so probably not a problem. I'm saying with a bit of hope rather than any knowledge. Our WordPress application is not working. Core DNS is running but not healthy. etcd is okay. API server is okay. In fact, the control plane besides core DNS appears to be all right. So let's work out this. Oh no, Rook is dead in the water too.
Yep. And I do like Thomas's suggestion of looking at the eviction reason. So we can probably do a describe on one of those pods to and get the reason for the eviction or events.
Do you want to take the controls and guide us through it?
Yeah. So we know the honk ones are evicted, but I don't know if there's going to be any type of a red herring there. So
you don't trust the honk?
At one of the WordPress ones.
Okay, question for Mr. Rothstein. Is this the first or second cluster? It's the first.
Yes, we are back on the first cluster. So unable to attach or mount volumes.
So which pod was this you described, sorry?
This is the WordPress pod.
Oh yeah, those volumes won't be able to mount because Rook is evicted as well.
Yep. So
why don't we take a look at? I think you probably should describe a honk. Let's just see what it's telling us.
Yeah, let's. So failed to pull an unpack image. Resolve failed.
Oh yeah, that's using that old DNS entry 192.168.587. So that was the one that we fixed on the machine itself.
But also, there's another issue up here. The node was low on resources on inodes.
Ah. Okay, so the resource exhaustion was inodes rather than memory or CPU.
So there's a couple of things here. Is one, the system could be configured with a low number, but just to double check that, or it could just be exhaustion on the actual file system device.
So we can look at DF has a flag to show inode consumption, right?
If it does, then I just learned it today.
Yeah, because I've had this a few times. Yeah, dash I. Yeah, 100% on a few things here. Root file system. Now I don't know if that's going to be normal for an overlay root file system to show 100% inode, but and there's our root file system actually has run out of. I almost ran out of inodes as well, and I wonder if that is. Sorry, you go.
Yeah.
So that would tell me there's a process running somewhere opening files. Yeah, would you agree with that?
Yes.
All right, so we could use LSOF to see if we see anything.
We can, but that's probably going to be pretty noisy as well because we are running a system that's running containers.
Okay, what's plan B?
So I see Thomas is suggesting a df command there.
-L root.
We can go ahead. I believe so. I'm having trouble reading that small, but and yes, inodes are not equal to open files.
But they are part of the problem, right? You either writing files, opening files. Oh, maybe I'm failing miserably there.
Well, I mean, the files could already be closed too. But let's go ahead and do, well, we can do an ls on various directories. We could do, we could try the LSOF approach.
Okay, so we should, nothing in the root file system. So, you know, it would have been helpful if it's seen 65,000 files sitting there, but.
Exactly.
Okay. What do you think that Packer file is? Should we just use the metadata? Like if we do a -L, like, see any timestamps that are recent? No. I mean, I'm tempted just to reach for LSOF because I feel like I'm swinging now for any idea.
So I know if we were looking at actual file sizes, I would use DU. I don't know if there's a flag in DU that would give us something to look at inode usage.
I'm not aware of anything, but we could do ctime. I don't know the fine syntax that well, but I'm sure we can do like 5 days. Created time within 5 days. Is that right?
I think so.
Find ctime. There is a way to do it. Giggle is my friend.
So he's given us a hint that it was sitting right there in in the root. And du-i.
I forgot how to Linux.
Right.
du-d1. Oh yeah, dh. So depth 1, and that will show me the file sizes, but not necessarily the inodes.
I think I caught something about the temp directory there.
With this?
Yep.
Oh yeah. So you want to take a look in temp?
I mean, 475 megs does not look.
But that -L is taking time.
If you want to consume a lot of inodes and not consume a lot of disk space, you're going to write a lot of really small files.
Yeah, most of my commands I would use are taking a very long time here. All right, let's jump to the comments for help. What have we got?
Is that a dot file?
Yes, but we can't run ls in this directory. At least not in. I'm not sure if that's ever going to finish. And that's a good point, actually, from Thomas. 475 meg is huge for a directory. I mean, that's right. Yeah. Normally, I would always expect a directory just to be 4K. So I don't even know what would cause that. What causes a directory to be bigger? That would tell me it's still a directory, or it's something else. In fact, maybe is there something on
LS? The directory entry has a listing of all the pointers to all the inodes of the files that are in there, doesn't it?
Right. Okay. So Thomas has suggested doing echo star.
Nice. Yeah, I'm almost kind of partial to taking the RM approach.
Oh, the echo star has been a terrible goose itself. We should check the inode exhaustion before things get out of hand again. Assuming I ever get the ability to write to this terminal.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can open a new one. Let's see. DFI. And it still gets 35,000 inodes, which is what was free previously. So I'm assuming that the process in question has potentially been halted. Do you want to just attempt deleting it? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, let's go ahead and. I like that. Thomas is feeling pity on us and giving us a find command to help clean it out.
That's assuming it can read enough off the disk to make it work too. Well, fingers crossed. Guess we sit back and wait.
I have a feeling that there's a potential that those honk pods may be contributing to this. So even after we clean this out, we may see it come back.
Okay, we've also had a comment saying DU can show inode exhaustion, -- inodes. That's good to know. We can try that in a minute. Thomas not filling me with confidence after giving us the command to help fix it is now saying, just another day. Let's do it. Okay, this terminal's back, so let's try that flag that was suggested to us. All right, the fact that that's spit out no such file, I think means that files were being deleted as we ran the DU, which is good. So hopefully that find command is working. And the syntax or the style of naming on that temp makes me think that there's a process running mktemp on a loop. That's the default file name, I believe. So we could just run. Oh, look at that. We've got over 1 million inodes now and 89% usage. So things are getting better.
Yes.
Now, I guess our concern is those honk pods. Are they going to come back?
I like the comments right now because he's suggesting that we go check out DNS while find is running.
Do you want to take over?
So that also tells me that this is likely to refill up on us again.
That's a good point. Like if our core DNS wasn't, if the deployment looked okay and the probes were right, there's a reason it's not responding to traffic, and it's probably that it's not core DNS. That potentially? The image could be swapped out.
Yeah, we can go ahead and take a look at that. Ooh, we're getting slow again. So looking here, we're looking for
Containers image.
Yep. So that looks like an official image. I'm not sure about the version.
I think we should change the pull policy to always, just to. We don't know how sneaky. Yeah, shall we change that?
Nice. Yeah, we can go ahead and change that to always. So kubectl edit deployment kube system core DNS.
Because that if not present means that Thomas could have built their own image on the machine running an mktemp loop and spun it up.
And just for fun, I'm also going to double check the so it looks like the latest version of core DNS is 1.8.3. So I don't think 1.7 seems unreasonable.
Yeah, and a good point from Wiley as well is we haven't even looked at the core DNS config map yet. We got very much sidetracked.
Yeah, I had started looking at that, and I did notice that there was the start of a diff there. So looking through, and I'm comparing this basically to the kubeadm code right now. So we have the config map, core file, port 53, errors. There's a difference in health. So says lame duck, 5 seconds. No comma there. We're also missing ready, I believe. Kubernetes cluster.local. That looks the same. Pods insecure, fall through, TTL of 30. And all of this, like I said, I'm just pulling straight out of the code. Hash 30, loop, reload, and load balance.
And maybe we'll get a working core DNS again.
And going to go ahead and do the rollout because generally updating a config map does not cause a deployment to roll out and update. So at this point, we're still not running, but that could just be.
We don't know how long the probes need to be healthy before.
Exactly.
And the container's not even created yet. Okay, so a little bit of patience to be exercised here. I guess that pull policy of always, it might just be pulling down the real image now.
I didn't want the grep in there. So looks like it's failing to create the pod sandbox.
Failed to pull and unpack the pause image.
Indeed.
Is this still DNS? Oh, connection refused. Trying to look up kates.gcr.io on local port 53. So what's responsible? Is that containerd responsible for pulling the images?
So I believe it's a responsibility of the kubelet to interact with CRI to pull the necessary images. So we're seeing that we can go ahead and check the containerd configuration.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there's anything funny. I don't know. Clutching at straws. And Thomas has suggested we take a look at our resolve conf again. Although I'm sure we fixed it. Oh no. Is that a just-in-time hack? I don't know what you set up there, Thomas.
Whew. All right.
Let's get that 8.8.8.8 back in there and get core DNS running.
I like how it modified it differently this time.
See, that's what I don't like about it. You waiting to see if it's going to change again?
Hasn't yet, at least.
Let's. Yeah, there's something in cron. Okay, so since we have permission to look in cron, even though I said that I won't look in cron, we can check out what's going on there.
So
resolver, I guess.
Either resolver. Nice.
That's running every minute, so it's probably already goosed again.
And I'm not overly familiar with running Ubuntu as a host OS to know whether those other cron jobs in there are
Let's cat them.
normal.
Let's see what's going on. I mean, the scrub all did not sound particularly healthy.
It doesn't seem.
I don't know what E2 scrubble is. Some sort of LVM thing. Yeah, we can maybe just ignore it. Do you want to fix our resolve.conf again and let's check for DNS? Because I'm assuming that we maybe got caught by it. Yeah, there we go. Before we removed that.
All right.
The rest are normal. So. Thomas has confirmed. So. And then politely followed up with "Don't sweat it." Thanks. All right, let's see. Come on, core DNS. Let's see if you're happy. Oh, image pull back off.
So that'll be that pull back off. So it could be a modified tag version because not all core DNS versions are tagged with the Kubernetes release artifacts. Or it could just be that nearing the finish line.
Yeah, so why don't we just try and pull that manually? I guess I can always just pull it from my local machine. Or maybe we're just being impatient and the back off happened during the DNS break and oh, there we go. Let's pull it.
Okay.
It's running unhealthy. Go figure.
So we have core DNS at this point. We have etcd, we have the API server, and the controller manager and scheduler are at least running from a pod level, not necessarily beyond that. But since core DNS is rescheduled, I assume that the scheduler is actually functioning here.
Yep. So that should bring other containers online.
Now we still have the evicted packet cloud controller manager, but that could very well, be residual here. So we can go ahead and restart that.
Shall we describe one of the honk pods before they start coming back? Just one. This is called honk. And what's it trying to run? Busy box, well true, sleep done. Yeah, I don't think they're actually doing anything. Which is good.
For fun, let's do a get all and see thing here. The pod just seemed to be sitting there. Let's take a look at the describe again and see if there's anything indicating what created them.
Still using that 192.168.5.87 DNS setting. You want to try a rollout on our WordPress deployment and see if it's healthy?
Yeah, we can go ahead and... Well, first we probably need to check the status of our storage. So that would be in Rawkode.
Okay, so one of the operators has come back. One of the managers has also come back. I mean, I would just take the sledgehammer approach here and do a delete pod all namespace rookstef just to force all of that to come right back up. Yeah, I got you to do one delete all, which means that I consider that a victorious stream. And hopefully that gets our storage system back online. Then WordPress can come back online, and I think that's it. Fingers crossed. Let's just see if we've got that coming back yet.
Oh, that was fun. I didn't even... Oh, you control-C'd it. That's why.
I did. Get pods -watch. Now the ordering will be important for a lot of these, just because of the way that rookstef works. I can see our provisioners are coming on. Let's see what's running. Yeah, I think it's just going to take a minute or two. Yeah, cool. Okay, so let's assume our storage system is going to be online. A delete all has never hurt anybody.
Yeah. Making a lot of assumptions now, though, so let's see.
Hope is definitely a strategy when it comes to Klustered, I've found. So. The thing with Seth,
we still didn't remove the honk pods. I suppose we can go ahead and do that.
They seemed harmless. At least the first one we looked at was just running asleep for a very long time. Wonder if he was kind enough to stick a common label on it that we could delete them all. Let's see. No labels. Oh, in fact, there was an inode message right on that. We should have described that a lot earlier. Oops. Want me to do some hockey magic to delete all the honks? Or we can do
I'm also
that.
trying to keep an eye out to see if they start coming back too.
Carlos, there was no common label and no owner ref. They were just straight up pods. Evil, I know. Oh, so we got a container creating now on one of our WordPresses. That's exciting. And one of the MySQLs. Although Rook isn't particularly looking with much healthier.
We're still sitting in pending on some of those Mon and
OSD
instances.
Well, maybe we need to describe one of those. See why it's pending. Let's grab the... Oh, there's some taints on the nodes.
So OY doesn't give it,
No,
but we can just do a describe on them.
Yeah, describe node and let it all flood us. Yeah, locked, true, no execute. So we just do an edit nodes and delete them?
Yep.
I wonder if it's gonna, yeah. Okay, let's try. Oh, there we go.
Ah.
Oh yeah, that's coming up much faster now. There we go. Okay, so and maybe not too much movement quite there.
Well, I see a container creating there on.
Yeah. Let's see if we're missing anything here. No, right. Okay, so everything on the Ceph side is running. I'm going to try and speed up this.
Well, it looks like it's been creating for 47 minutes now, so we probably want to delete that one.
Yeah, that's it. It's not getting the volumes. PVCs do seem okay. Yeah, we can probably just encourage that along. Terminating.
So we might want to do a describe on that MySQL pod, see if we have any new information.
The volume is previously attached. Is that just the terminating one though?
Yes.
Okay, so let's do a delete pod force grace period. It should be quicker than that.
That is a good point. Is there are we supposed to have an Nginx
No.
pod here?
Yeah, let's
Wait
just
a minute. What was that one that you were just describing?
That was Nginx, the BusyBox
okay.
one. I'm just going to delete it. Get pods. I don't know why we're in a multi-detached thing here. I'm going to try one more time to hurry it up. Maybe we should just...
Is that still giving the same error?
Yeah, it was still saying it was attached to another pod, which isn't scheduled anymore. But I wonder if that's just collateral damage. There we go. Container. All right, what's going on here? I think this is just a weird situation.
Probably just need to wait for things to...
I think we fixed this cluster. Will we move on to 10? You happy?
I think I'd like to see that WordPress pod still up yet, because I'm not entirely sure there isn't another curveball that he's thrown at us here.
You just don't want me to have my beer. That's what it is. All right, so the problem is we got... It's saying that it's attached to another pod. Thomas says he has no idea, so I don't think this is intended. But it still is a problem. So it seems to think it's attached to another pod. So it can't be attached to another. It's definitely not attached.
All right.
Now, the MySQL container is running. The PVC on the WordPress one isn't particularly important. So I could delete it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, wrong one. Okay, get PVC, delete PVC. Oh, that's the MySQL. Delete the WordPress one. And then if we encourage the pod to request a new one, hopefully that pending changes. Okay, so now...
Oh, we deleted the claim. So now there's no claim for it to use. Yes, we are teaching bad practices at this point.
Well, no, the WordPress doesn't actually need a persistent volume. It's only for cache. I would not encourage anyone to ever delete any real data.
So yes and no. If it was an actual running WordPress instance, it would have deleted any of the file system assets that you upload. If you upload any media content, that doesn't go into the database. It goes onto the file system.
Whoops.
That's one of the reasons why I generally dislike the idea of WordPress as like an example app for systems like Kubernetes, because it's really difficult to actually scale WordPress horizontally for that reason. You need to end up having shared storage that can be mounted on multiple places to be able to actually access that content.
Thomas had no idea that we would help him make the cluster even more broken. Thanks.
You underestimate me, Thomas. All right. So at this point, we likely need to recreate a PVC claim for the WordPress app.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what that looked like.
I have it on a disk. Export. Our PVC should be workload. Oh, let's just pop this open. There, yeah. So let's just apply that over the top. Jump back over here. We have our PVCs. I guess I maybe need to either be patient. Yeah. I was going to say just delete the pod, but I'll be patient. Yeah, it's just pulling the image now. Okay, that looks much better.
All right.
So I never actually deleted any data. I only did the claim, technically. The preview is still there. So that worked. It's running. We happy?
I think so. I don't know that I've seen anything else to indicate anything else has been wrong at this point, and we do have some encouragement to jump over to cluster 10. All
right, let's see it. Okay, thank you, Thomas. That was painful. Okay, 9 go away. 9 go away. I don't even know if that's 10 anymore. Let's pop this open.
And I'm going to go ahead and try to get logged back into teleport.
Come on, teleport. Timed out. Bad auth. What? That's not good. Yeah, pull up the IP address for cluster 10 in case something has gone wrong. I was logged into this.
I'm seeing a similar thing.
Yeah, I was logged onto this earlier. Oh, HTTPS. Cluster 10. All right, let's see if we've got SSH access. And I will restart teleport. There we go.
All right.
Phew. Okay. So we have our cluster. I believe I already checked. Someone ran a watch. Let's ignore that. Kubeconfig, etc. Kubernetes admin.conf get nodes. Okay, so we don't have a working API server. Are you on this session? Just Let me confirm.
Yes, I joined
Alright.
the session.
Okay.
So we can go ahead and look to see if we have the API server and probably etcd as well running at this point, since we can't actually connect to the API server.
Okay, etcd looks good. API server, well, I mean, it's running. Doesn't mean that it's good. Okay. I see a node restriction plugin right away on the API server here. What does that admission plugin do? Do you know?
I don't know off the top of my head, but we can look it up.
Because node restriction sounds dangerous. Okay, so this admission controller limits the node and pod objects a kubelet can modify.
Okay, so that's not a big deal.
All right, so let's go check out our manifest directory. We're assuming something has changed on our API server. So it's running, but when we do, we should just export the kubeconfig and stuff. Before I start typing things I don't want to type.
I think we might be on separate sessions at this point.
What? Oh no, I'm on my actual, sorry.
Okay.
I thought my terminal felt a little familiar there. Okay, so let's export the config, and if we run alias k kubectl, so it's trying to speak to the IP address, which I'll assume for the time being is this machine on 6443. API server does appear to be running, so if we check the manifest and make sure the port hasn't been touched, I guess is the first thing, and then look at other things.
The other thing we can do is we probably can do a netstat and see what we're actually listening on too.
All right, feel free to typey.
Thing doesn't like me trying to get. All right. So I see the kubelet, and I'm just scrolling through here. I see etcd. I do not see the API server. So
yep, I don't see the API server either.
So that makes me wonder if we're not actually, if the manifest's been modified so that it's not actually running with host networking.
Okay, so should we pop open the manifest?
Yeah.
Did we just get rickrolled?
I think we did. If I remember correctly from the last time we were on this cluster, there was another file there appended with the tilde. But it's not the actual API server.
It's not the API server. I wonder if one of the tildes is the other one, but no, that's actually a kube controller manager.
What's that etcd one look like?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think that's just empty.
But it's not popped up in Vim. Or is it just my side that's frozen?
No, it's...
Guess I'm reloading. Oh no, that session's now... That's gone.
Nice.
What was in that file? Oh, it killed teleport. I don't have this session either. So my normal SSH and my teleport are now both dead. Oh, is it coming?
I think teleport's back at least.
Yeah, okay, so my SSH is there too. Teleports back. Okay, so so etc. Kubernetes manifest is a symlink. To never gonna. And then these. Oh, it's crashed again. There's 44 files in this directory and did an LSA. It's gonna be one of those days, Jason.
All right. So we know the etcd manifest isn't happy either.
And it's only 38 bytes. Okay, I don't know whether to reload it. Okay, so whatever we're doing is pausing. So that SSH session has come back. I'm assuming teleport is going to be right behind it. That's really peculiar. I don't know whether just to be patient with it or prod. Oh no, my SSH session is gone too.
Ah, that is a good point to see if it is overlaid.
This is what happens when you get security people to mess with your cluster. Oh, and there's Ivan, a control plane. I don't know what you call yourselves, control planer. Okay.
All right, so I think teleport's back at least.
Is it? Let me Oh, that session's gone. Okay, let's start. Are you in a different session?
I did not start a session.
All right. Okay. Okay, we have a new session. Let's be a bit more careful. I'm speaking to myself there, not to you. Let's be a bit more careful and not trust anything that control plane have done to this cluster. Screw you, Lewis. All right. So I didn't like that this was a symlink, and was it Noel that suggested just removing a symlink, right?
Yes.
Oh, it's froze on me again. You get two people to break a cluster, and they both manage to break it so much that we can't even debug it. I mean, you know what? I'm cracking open this beer. I've had enough. Right. Take 6. SSH still dead. I'll try a new session.
I think teleport's hung up right now again.
All right, we're back. Does that mean this session's alive again? Yes. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So I'm assuming we've got a very finite amount of time to do something here.
So
what do you want to do?
Before we do anything more, I want to just see what's mounted on the system right now.
Good call. I'll drink my beer. You do what you have to do.
So,
Thomas, we do have serial access if needed. Yes. It just means going through my standard SSH tools instead of teleport, which I try to avoid. Which session are you typing on?
I thought it was the same one, and I just typed mount to see what's currently mounted on the system. And I see quite a bit of rickrolling happening.
Yes, we got a lot of, it's just like a recursive symlink thing going on here. Overlay file system.
Is quite interesting. So We can go ahead and just try to start unmounting these. I'm not entirely sure that they won't come back, though. Well, maybe because
all right. So what if we
be frozen again?
Oh, we are frozen again. Ah. Oh, come on. So how's your day been, Jason?
This actually reminds me of an issue that I've seen in production. Not quite identical, but I once had to deal with an issue where we would get traffic in at the same time every day, once a week, and we only had the window, a small window to actually inspect what was happening. Because once we hit the threshold of the event, it would lock up our entire network. We'd have to restart our main routers, and then we didn't have any more traffic until the next week. So it took us a couple of months to figure out exactly what was going on, because we only had that like 15-minute window one day a week to actually troubleshoot it. And like the limited time that we actually have on here is reminding me quite a bit of that.
Take that, control plane. And I wonder if they'll come back. I hope they've kept the scripts that set this up. I need to see what they did here. Because Lewis sent me a message saying, I didn't really have a lot of time, so you might be able to fix it really, really quickly, but good luck. I don't know if that was a joke or not anymore. Hopefully this unmount. I really hope it's working. I don't even know. How many were there? Hundreds? Thousands?
I don't think there were hundreds.
All right, okay. Millions.
And teleport is.
Yeah, I don't think I
came back.
unmounted everything because I gripped through never, so it should have been quite targeted. However, they're all busy, so this unmount has failed disastrously. Worth a shot though. What you got, Jason? You're up.
So we can go ahead and try to see if we can get in an LSOF here to see what actually is. Well, we know that the static manifests are in there. So
so Noel said there were no arcs to UMount. There were pass-through X arcs. So we should have been okay.
So with the static manifests in there, I'm wondering if we might need to actually stop the kubelet before we can actually unmount these.
Okay, so you want to do a stop kubelet?
Yep, and let's go ahead and give that another try. We could also try passing it the forest flag as well.
Well, I can still type, so the system hasn't locked up on us again yet. But if you want to control C and try something, please feel free.
No, I think we should let it go out. Although I am thinking about opening up a second terminal. Looks like it's still busy though.
Yeah, okay, so that didn't work.
we're hung again.
No, it's okay.
Oh, are we? Okay.
Oh. That was most unfortunate. Double type and enter of return. Interesting question from Carlos. I thought the task was to break Kubernetes, not the operating system. Well, in theory, practice, they have broken Kubernetes through the operating system. So, well, this may not be a production outage that you may necessarily face. Your clusters are still susceptible to wild geese. So, and it's funny. I'd be laughing more if I wasn't crying on the inside. Yeah, we're kind of struggling with this one here.
So on the other session that I opened up, the LSOF did start returning. And I see there's at least sleep going on. I see a process that looks to be rickrolling us as well.
Should we start killing some wild processes? I have another session here as well. Shall we just start seeing what we're looking? Oh.
I think we're going to see a process that is rickrolling us as well.
Oh, my sessions are... Oh, our LSOF finished as well.
All right. So we do have the shell script here that is running.
So I reckon we kill that.
Yeah.
Are you okay with a kill -9, or do you want me to?
I think we can safely kill this process ungracefully.
Let's see if it comes back.
No. Not immediately.
Okay, do we want to take a look at it and see what they've done? Or do you think that's a trap?
I'm going to go ahead and try to rerun that LSOF in the other terminal. While over here, we can potentially just try the unmount again, but...
Yeah, okay, let's try the unmount again. Nope, still busy.
Still busy. But that returned quicker this time, so that's something.
Okay, so we got some sleep processes running. Never's not come back, though.
So the sleep processes could potentially just be pause containers as well.
Yep. And it's hard to tell how many of those random bash sessions are actually just us. I think this looks more sensible now. But we do still have the big crazy weird mount thing.
And it looks like that process has come back.
Never. Oh, I don't see it.
No. Oh. Okay, never mind. But we do we do have some shell somewhere sitting out that is in that .never directory.
Okay, so what do you want to try?
So
I've got 10 minutes before my next call. Let's see if we can get this done.
So there's a total of 4 shell sessions open.
I'm assuming that's our IPs.
I would expect so.
I think I'm the 8082.
So I think we can probably kill the early ones here. So 1824. I can get it. Oh. Having all sorts of problems with
Teleport gets a little bit
window
funny.
focus.
Oh.
Did I?
Start a new session. I think I got a little confused there. Okay, so I think we need to unmount that stuff. Okay, so we still don't have an API server, so let's try and get this worked out.
So those shells are still there.
Okay, let's kill them. Right, those are gone. We're now just got this one shell, which I think you might be in, or maybe not, I'm not sure.
That's...
Why don't we just try...
So I think we're going to have to remove that symlink. Potentially have to remove that symlink too. But we should still be able to unmount it and it just be a broken symlink.
It's stalled on me again.
I still seem to be going.
Oh. Okay, so now we don't have a manifest directory.
All right. We probably still need to unmount those.
So Kubernetes isn't a symlink or a mount or anything. So how do we configure the static manifest directory? Could that be pointing somewhere else? Do we take a look at the kubelet conf?
We can, but at this point, the kubelet should still be stopped right now.
But we did have an API server and a... Oh yeah, we stopped this, right? Okay. So we don't have anything right now. Okay. Oh no.
Well, we'll still have any containers that were running prior to stopping the kubelet.
Okay. Okay, that doesn't configure the thing. What did I do there? Kubelet.conf. I thought the kubelet.conf had the static manifest path and stuff in it. Am I wrong?
No, so that kubelet.conf is the client configuration for the kubelet. There's varlib. Somewhere in varlib is the actual bootstrap config for the kubelet and the actual configuration.
Okay, so the static pod path is Kubernetes manifest.
Yeah, so I think we're going to end up having to recreate those. At this point, we can probably just copy them over from... Yes, we could potentially use kubeadm to bring back the control plane manifests, or we can just copy them over from cluster 09 too.
Okay, do you know what the kubectl command would be?
It's going to be one of the phases. So it'll be kubeadm init, and then there should be phases.
Phase.
Or phase. And then the control plane one. Well, we'll probably have to do etcd and control plane.
Init phase etcd, generate a static pod manifest for a local etcd. Local. Yeah, local.
Yep.
And then control plane. All. And then, well, we start the kubelet.
Do we still have those directories mounted? I'm thinking so by how long that took.
Yes.
I think we probably want to try another unmount on those.
Okay. Let's try one of them and see what happens. So let's try. See if we can get that to work first. Yeah, okay. So that looks better. And I've lost my history. Okay, so mount awk never print 3 xargs. That look okay?
Yep, and there was a suggestion to use a lazy unmount.
Do you know the flag? I don't want to delete my my text.
I want to say it was, yeah, -L.
Okay. Looks better.
Okay.
Okay, so we've now started the kubelet. We generated the static manifests with kubeadm. I know that I always say that kubeadm is cheating for the purposes of this, but I think that we debugged the problem and we were just skipping about the really boring bit of pasting in YAML. So I'm okay with it in this instance. If we run a psaux, do we have a kubelet? We at least got a kubelet, but not much else yet. So maybe give that a few.
I mean, look at the kubelet log, see if there's anything standing out there.
Touch here. No pager. That looks a lot healthier. No, connection refused.
And I expect that if the API server is not necessarily up.
Oh yeah, I think it's coming. There we go. Guess we could just follow it.
So let's go ahead and see if we have etcd running, see if we have the API server running.
API server looks good. etcd I seen earlier, so I think that's all right.
Does I wonder if the API server is responding at this point.
It is. Pods are running. It's fixed. Ish.
Ish.
I mean, Rook and Ceph I wouldn't expect to be up so quickly. But I think we fixed it.
How does our WordPress deployment look?
Happy and healthy.
All right. And just double check Cube System as well, just to be sure.
Running. I mean, I think Rick and Seth will just need a moment, but based on Lewis telling me they didn't have a lot of time, I think their hack was the Mountie overlay craziness, and that script running in the background doing whatever the hell that was doing that we killed. We got the unmount. I think we did it.
That was quite interesting for sure.
That was two really tough clusters. Thank you, Lewis and Control Plane. Thank you, Thomas. You definitely put us through our paces there. Not only did we have to try and fix Kubernetes in a multitude of ways, but we even struggled to keep our debugging tools running at one point. So. All right, well, that was a tough one. Thanks, Jason, for joining me and guiding us through that. You kept very calm all the way through, which is not easy, at least not for me.
It's definitely not. There were definitely some interesting curveballs that were thrown our way to try to debug. So,
oh yeah, definitely.
It was a fun adventure, though. Thank you for having me.
All right. Well, thank you to our breakers. Thank you, Jason, for joining me on Team Fix. Remember, you can open an issue on the GitHub page if you want to join and do one of these sessions. Thank you all for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Thank you.